Hello, welcome to GottaBeReel movie reviews with Thommi and Jules, and right now we're doing a classic horror movie review.
A trilogy. Are we going to wrap it into one?
Yep.
What is it?
Ginger Snaps. The first one came out in 2000. Yep.
These were good. Like, I watched these all back to back. So I tried to watch the first one a couple times before, kind of lost my interest, but then when I got into it, we decided we want to do this. I was like, I'm just going to watch them all back to back. Best decision ever.
Yeah.
Not to wait in between because it made more sense to me.
Because it picks up right after. So yeah.
Cool.
Except for the last one. The last one goes all the way back.
The last one drags a bit, but it's, it was cool watching them all back to back. If you have a day to just chill, watch them all.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Ginger Snaps is not rated. It's 1 hour and 48 minutes long.
That's unusual to not be rated.
Yeah.
Okay.
It stars Emily Perkins as Bridget. You'll recognize her from Juno, and she's the man.
I like Juno.
Yeah, me too.
I love that name.
Catherine Isabel. She plays Ginger. You'll recognize her from The Order on Netflix and Bad Times at El Royale.
Ginger Snaps. Is that what they intended it to be? Like Ginger loses it?
Yeah.
Okay, I just realized that for some reason. Okay.
Really?
I don't remember her Bad Times at the El Royale. I remember the movie. I'll have to check it out again. Okay.
Yeah. Chris Lipsky as Sam. You'll recognize them from Final Destination 3.
I love all of those.
Mimi Rogers as Pamela. You recognize her from Lost in Space and Austin Powers. If you're a person of a particular age, you'll just recognize her, period, point blank. And Jesse Moss as Jason. You'll recognize him from Final Destination 3 and The Uninvited.
What's with a lot of these in here, when we're going to talk about it, crossover. Like these two actors were in Final Destination 3, and then we're going to talk about how the girls in here
I didn't look that up. I didn't look up that up. Final Destination 3, but I'm going to guess it might have been filmed in Canada because that's where Ginger Snaps was filmed, and that's where a lot of these actors are from, Canada. So I'm going to guess it possibly was filmed in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's going on in Ginger Snaps?
Oh my goodness.
It's a trilogy.
So 16-year-old Ginger finally starts her period and is bitten by a werewolf on the same night. Her sister Bridget works with a neighborhood dealer to find a cure.
So, okay, this is one of those cases where she was a victim.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I can't necessarily consider her a bad person because she didn't ask for it.
Yep.
These creeps attacked her.
Yep.
And her sister is trying to figure out how to fix it, but really it can't be fixed.
Yep.
And it's sad because they're teenagers.
Because they don't know what's wrong.
No.
She's just acting weird. They're both 15 and 16. They just got their period, or at least Ginger did. So it's just
Which
weird.
is late.
The whole thing, yes, late.
Very
It's
late.
weird for them, and they're just like, well, what's happening to you? Why is this going on? After she got bit too, and then other things start happening because she starts changing into a wolf. And so Bridget's like, well, the only thing I know how to do, the only person I know that knows anything about some drugs is the dealer. And he knew about herbs, and he was more like a shaman or something.
There ain't much he could do for this though. I don't know if there's a prescription we could give or any street pharmaceuticals.
Well, he was figuring out how to keep it at bay, remember? So he figured something out.
They tried.
That dude was a genius. He was a genius dealer. Those dealers in Canada, boy. Woo.
He probably paid.
Special. And Ginger Snaps 2 is a continuation. A male werewolf wants to mate with Ginger. So it's about Bridget trying to find a cure for herself. And a male werewolf wants to mate with her, and there's a group sex scene in there.
You can just go ahead and say it. I mean, it's
a group masturbation scene, so you might
need
not
to know.
want your children, to watch it.
Yeah. No, you don't. Because my eyeballs was kind of like, woo, I wasn't expecting that, but okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So Bridget's pretty smart. She's got the thing for the dealer, the mixture, but it's working less and less. But she has to give herself a shot every few hours to keep from turning into a werewolf.
It eventually becomes obsolete after a while. I mean, you keep trying to hold it at bay, and it's the temptation. There's nothing she can do about the compulsion. There's absolutely nothing she can do.
Yep.
And that's why I feel so bad for these girls, Yeah.
And then number 3, Ginger Snaps.
This
Back.
one's old.
The beginning. It came out in
way
2004. And it's set in the 19th century Canada. Bridget and Ginger take refuge at a trader's fort surrounded by werewolves. Why do they always have to show maggots, though?
Because they're gross. Like, that is one of my, like, I can sit here, I think I told you, I can watch all kind of horror stuff and gross stuff, but I have my vices. One of them is seeing a bunch of maggots.
Okay, yeah, that's my dad's vice.
Oh, I have to turn my head and I can't look at eyeball trauma.
Okay.
I can't look at either one of those.
Okay.
They know it's gross and they know it's going to have an effect on you, and that's why they do it.
I could look at it, but it's just disgusting. And then, okay, here's my thing, too. So we're all the way back in the 19th century. I'm talking, we're at the traders' fort. They're wearing pelts. Okay. They look exactly the same, which I guess we'll say that could happen. You know, sometimes people have pictures of their family members and it's like, oh, you look just like grandma or great grandma. So I will accept that. I will. Okay. And they have the exact same names, though, for the exact same sisters. Hundreds of years in the past.
It's like they're not vampires, so we know it's not the same person. We're dealing with werewolves here.
Yeah.
Why didn't nobody change it? Because sometimes that starts to confuse me.
Yeah.
They do something similar on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Where some of the names almost sound just alike, and you're like, why don't y'all just make that different? It's too. But on these ones, they have the exact same name, so you're kind of like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is why it's a good idea to watch them back to back too.
So in the beginning, they bump into this elderly lady, and she predicts, like what's going to happen to them. That one of them is going to change. But I think she gives them like a choice, like if you don't go there, you'll be okay. But you go there, life's going to go this way. And they go to they get taken to the fort. They go into the fort, even though they know they probably shouldn't be there. But it's warm, it's shelter. But something's going on there. They think they're safe from the werewolves outside of the walls. But one dude, I can say this because it's a classic. Yeah. It's an old movie.
Give a little bit
almost 20 years old. One dude, his son gets changed to a werewolf, and he decides, I can't let him go, so I'm going to keep him locked up. And so then, which one was it? Bridget, right? Or Ginger? Dummy. I need to see what's that noise, where that noise is coming from. Let me see where the noise is. Instead of staying in the room, like they told her to stay in the room, she goes out to explore, and the little boy scratches her, and then all heck breaks loose in the trading camp.
Yeah, not very smart.
In the fort.
It's starting to sound like a campy horror movie. I sound like, hey, ooh, let me go see what that noise is. Oops.
Yeah.
Girls, come on. You're smarter than that.
Why?
Well, apparently not. But
I forgot I made a note of the first one. The first one that's set like in 2000. At one point, I think it was Ginger that said, Trina, stick my fist.
And it's like, what does that mean?
Like, what kind of...
Stick it with a needle?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that slang in Canada?
I don't know what that means.
Is that just Ginger slang? Like her made up thing because her and her sister were odd. I don't know. And then the school nurse gave them condoms.
I ain't mad at them for that.
I'm not mad at them for that, but nowadays people be like,
"Oh my gosh,
that you gave my child condoms to try to help them be safe."
It's a whole travesty. How dare you try to help these kids be safe?
Like they don't have to use it. Your kid could throw it away.
Yeah, That's today. It's a whole different. Oh my gosh.
And the dad had no power over anything. Just
that wouldn't be today. They all up in the mix now. Overly in the mix.
I have no say. I just
made them. I just created them. That's it. I don't even.
They're girls. Like maybe if you had a boy, he didn't say that, but still, you just
he's probably wishing
anything.
It. Now we have some fun facts for this one for Ginger Snaps.
Yeah.
But the two leads. This is some pretty neat information. So tell us about the two leads, how they kind of were almost like the same person-ish.
So Catherine Isabella and Emily Perkins auditioned on the same day. The two actresses were also born in the same hospital, attended the same preschool, elementary school, and private school, worked through the same talent agency, and both guest starred on the show Supernatural.
How much of an insane coincidence can that possibly be? There's nothing else that says these two girls were supposed to get these roles. They did a good job at it. But my gosh, how did that happen? I'm like, were they maybe twins and, separated? That's insane. For that to be so similar.
And although Catherine Isabel is supposed to be playing Emily Perkins' older sister, she's actually 4 years younger than Emily.
I can see that. Wow.
Director John Fawcett refused to have CGI effects in the film, opting for all the special creature effects to be done with prosthetics and makeup.
It's time consuming, very much time consuming.
It gives you that realism though.
And expensive, but it does.
CGI is now, back then in 2000, CGI was wonky. Now it's excellent, so you can just go CGI. The special effects proved to be a major hardship, as Fawcett eschewed CGI effects and preferred to use more traditional means of prosthetics and makeup. Consequently, Catherine Isabel had to spend up to 7 hours in the makeup chair to create Ginger's metamorphosis and a further 2 hours to remove them. Often covered in sticky flake blood that required borax and household detergent.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
That's not good.
Yeah, she further endured wearing contacts that hindered her vision and teeth that meant she couldn't speak without a lisp. The most aggravating thing was the full facial prosthetic, which gave her a permanently runny nose that she had to stop with Q-tips.
See, I knew it. That's got to be crazy expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great when they do. I mean, this is like Halloween type of makeup that they do. I mean, it's pretty. They did a pretty fantastic job of it, but
they did.
7 hours in the makeup chair, trust me.
And it was expensive, but this was the highest grossing Canadian film of 2001.
Can't be mad at it. That director got, but borax, I mean, that's a bit hard.
I wonder how her skin is today.
That's what I'm wondering, because
she
like
trying to sue somebody.
The prosthetics and things well, of course now, you just peel them right off. I mean, you know how Halloween makeup done?
I remember it looked like Michael Jackson just peeled his off from.
It was
Thriller,
like it looks up close. It looks great, but then really when you go under, like with mine, I just peeled it off and I got it. It took maybe 2 hours for my makeup, 1.5 2 hours.
This is 2022.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Now you just peel it off, but borax, that's not meant for your skin. She had to be red and irritated. I just can't even imagine putting that on your skin. That's just insane.
That is insane.
Okay. Well, so the highest grossing film, well, we recommend, like, go ahead. I know when I pulled it up, I don't remember where it was, but I watched them all free.
I watched it on Freevee, and I got to that through Amazon. So it was free, just like what's in the name, Freevee.
And it's an interesting watch. If you like Werewolf stuff, it's an interesting watch. It's pretty fun. Nothing you have to think too hard about. They're just going with some of their history, how it happened, their origin and all that good stuff. It's a good watch.
Like, the reason why it caught my attention was because it was on one of the top 100 lists of who was doing that. AMC, I think, around
horror movies.
Yeah, when they were showing like the top horror movies, the top 100 one year.
And I know I have some friends who like they don't necessarily watch horror, but they like to watch horror during Halloween, so they'll have their whole list to go. And my friend was just looking for some other stuff. So if I'd have seen that list, I'd have given it to him. But that's cool. I would like to go through some of that stuff. I watch horror all year long, but when they get around Halloween, a lot of the streaming sites bring on a lot of really, really good stuff to watch for Halloween. So that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for tuning in to our review of Ginger Snaps.
Check it out and let us know what you think.
Yeah, tell us what you thought about them. If you watch all three, tell us what you thought about it. And don't forget, we are on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Connect to Your City. You go to Connect to Your City, you'll click on the FearCon tab, and you'll see a lot of our content there, horror, thrillers, and a lot of other good stuff that FearCon has going on. So go ahead and check them out. Yeah. And don't forget, we also take requests. Tell us what you want to see. We don't care what genre it's from, what type of movie it is, if it's old, if it's new. Let us know. We'll shout you out on the show. We'll do your review, and we will enjoy it. All right? Well, thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
We will.